Hello. I'm gonna go in and make a different type of little video today on instruments. I'm gonna honestly show um, some corrections I've learned over the years to help make this a lot better. As you can see. Okay, first of all, while I don't have it playing right now, I notice one instrument is sitting on the table and one is standing up. You do not want that. And I'm going to show a little bit of reasons why. Because number one, you're going to want the one on the left more because it stands. And two, secondly, you're going to want to make sure the instruments themselves, and when parents buy them, parents, if you're listening to this, make sure they got the bottom stands to them because you're going to want them for your kid because there's a reason for this, and your child's going to be standing a lot if they're learning to become a percussionist. So you're going to definitely want to have a stand and the one in the back right on the left that's my set, right? One of my sets here. It has a stand, which generally it should have that. Always, always, always. Just like a snare drum should have a bottom stand, so should a bell kit have one. And the bell kit stands can also be used for drum pads too, so because they're interchangeable. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do this in sections, so you can see what I'm talking about. So as I was thinking about the videos, you want to make sure the instruments themselves have a bottom stand. You see how my instruments, my glockenspiels pills are standing up? That's the way they should look. Like, it might not be the same as these two, but it should have some ideal way of doing it. Especially at where it's holding at the bottom of each one. Whether it's you prop it on and it latches. Sometimes you gotta do the lug at the bottom and tighten it up. Or for example, for the pearl, as you can see, you gotta twist it and tighten it. So that's the variations to look for on when you buy an instrument. And yes, pearl and Ludwig are percussion names, pretty much. Just to let you know if you want to know. Alright, for this one, I'm going to have a little bit of sound for this one, for these next segments. To show, and also I'm going to show on camera too, of how much different things have been, and how if I was to have private lessons as a student, how things would have been like different, like if we add an instrument, if we add concepts, what have I. So I'm going to go ahead and play the audio in this one, and I'm going to pause it at various times of the clip to explain concepts too. But I'll tell you one thing I wish I would have done is had some experience on the snare drum, which I'm glad for my mentor, my teacher back in college at Nichols, by the way, that he didn't use excuses. He showed me how to do mostly everything, even snare drum. And that's when I should have really known what to do back then. And if I taught private lessons nowadays, I probably would have added it because I had a pretty good teacher that taught me how to read stuff like that. Yeah, if you listen, Dr. Miranda, it's all about you. I'm talking about you in this and plus, you're the best. And I hope my comments reflect upon how much you taught me too. So I'm just gonna play it. And I get the audio up. That might be a little better. Cause you're remarkable. You're good at mine. Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, I'm gonna pause that. Okay, that looks wrong. And I should have spent more time with the gripping of the stick or the mallet. And then when I should have kind of put my set closer to kind of mirror in what he's doing. Like, show him better and show him like, okay, look, you're doing this wrong and this is the correct way of doing it, you know, and have him try it like that. This being said about the video and about the small clip you might have seen, I saw my player doing this with the mallet, holding it like this, the incorrect way, and I'll show it on here. So he was holding it like this on the instrument, which I should honestly address. That was the second joint that he's doing, and it would be harder to control the mallet in such a way. But what I was taught in my 4 years of Nichols, even if we started snare drum at first, but the concept's the same for mallets. And I had teachers before Dr. Miranda teach me the same stuff. You take a stick or a mallet, divide it in 3, which you're going to come to the point of contact, which meaning this is the fulcrum. So we refer to fulcrum as your first joints. The first joint is wrapping the thumb. First you put your thumb like I do it, and you're going to wrap the index finger first. And then from my right hand, I'm going to take the back fingers to where I am holding it like this. Because this is known as match grip or German grip. So in the left hand, I'm doing the same thing. Thumb and index, back fingers, and I'm going to show you how you strike a note. I'm using soft mallets because my mom has nerve damage to her ears. But this is, if I was to teach a student, I would be using some harder mallets so they can hear it. So let's say if I do striking a note, and you want to have the palms to face down. Also, this is proper positioning, shoulders, and you want to have the palms. Your elbows are like so, just like you play snare drum. You don't want to have it too close because it causes pressure. You want to have it like this or this. You want to have it just like so. And this should be the mallet should be at the center. Also, I forgot to explain the legs. The legs, when you stand, you don't want to stand too close together or you'll pass out. You want to kind of put them equal weight on both legs, just like snare drum. So, alright. So when you're striking an instrument, you strike the snare drum, it's going to be it's going to be like, no, not too much difference, but I'm going to show that in a different video on that one. But when you're striking this too, the bell set, let's say I'm striking F, my mallets are in the right position, I'm using the wrist and the levers here, wrist and fingers, and that's mainly what you use. And that's 2 out of 3 if you want to know. Because snare drum you use all 3. The arm, the wrist, and the fingers for snare drum. So if I strike F, notice how my mallets are closest to the center. That's where it's supposed to be. Using first joint, not second joint. First joint. Thumb and index first. Back fingers are wrapped around the mallet. So I'm trying to make sure it's staying on the F and not wandering. If I say I'll do F and C. So then that, you want to have the wrists, you mean the hands on each side to be identical. We'll play more of the clip, and if I see something else, I will pause it and honestly point that out as much as I could. Okay, pretty good sound. Okay, number one, I think if I can think of something on scratch my brain, but this, and okay, this should really be, having a sense of sticking, because sticking in a percussion sense makes a whole lot more senseful, like, because this one, I think, alright, and I don't know what better way to do this, but I'm gonna say, like, right, okay, so right, left, right, okay, the first break alternate, and I think there's a general way you can write a sticking in the music. That is gonna make a whole lot more sensible, so we don't have some issues with crossing the mallet. So there, it really gonna have, like, crossing over, cross sticking. Let's put it the way it makes sense. Play. Okay. Ooh. I heard something different. Make sure we're identical with the timing, because I think one of us in it way too soon than the other person. So the thing is, we should always make sure our timing is as identical to each other, so we can have a matched sound. By the way, so that is number one on the situation, that we start together, we end together, because that's how we create something called unison. Like we're doing this whole piece on this show. Catherine, go ahead and play that one. I'll record that one. This one. You ready? Yeah, go ahead. It's okay. Okay.
Okay, so
It's alright. Okay. Alright, so this is probably a reflection on me a little bit. She has slowly taught the notes, and sometimes it's okay to double the sticking if you have to. So leaving one note, like generally one hand. So for Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, which we can also put left, right, down. So start left, right, and so on. Double sticking is okay in some situations. because there's some things you don't want to alternate, and you want to make sure you want to avoid crossing over as much as you can without, let's say, sticks hitting on top of each other. That's the situation that you that that you want to technically avoid as much as you can. So that's probably the most best way to do this. I'm gonna keep playing it till I see something else. Alright. Okay, that was a pretty good one. And alright, so number one, I think okay. If I was to be in a better position now in teaching someone else, I would have gone through their book, The Essential Elements 2000, and gone with snare too, because sometimes those books have the snare component, and I was thankful for the education I had to be able to spot those differences head on. So and Dr. Miranda, if you're watching this, I hope this is a pretty good reflection of what you've been doing with every student that walked through the doors, And see everybody else later.